Still feeling the need to vent a little bit. Everybody else went in the house, but I just decided I was going to stay out here and talk to myself for a little bit because I just need to get some things off my chest. And it's not anything major or nothing. It's just my anxiety over this whole coronavirus quarantine. And I have a tendency to think ahead about what's going to happen. And my mind keeps jumping ahead, like, months from now or a year from now, or I don't know, 2 years from now. I just keep jumping forward, like, trying to figure out how long are we going to be quarantined before people are comfortable going back outside and going and doing normal things again. How long is it going to take before we're comfortable again going to the movie theater or going, anywhere where there's a crowd? I mean, to a concert or to church. How long is it going to be before we get comfortable of doing those things once this quarantine is over is my question. And I just feel like life as we know it is pretty much over. I really think that. I really do think that the way we lived our lives before this quarantine happened, I think is gone for good. I don't think we're ever going to get back to what we used to do. I don't know what's going to happen with kids going to school and with people just going about doing their normal lives. It's going to take a long time. I mean, they've got to come up with a vaccine. I mean, it's hard enough for them to come up with tests to test us and get those distributed to everybody. But then once they've isolated this thing and we know what's going to kill it and they have the vaccine and they have to give the vaccine to everybody, by the time we get to that point, life as we knew it will be over and we'll be doing a whole different thing. And I'm just wondering, I never got to see a basketball game live. I never got to go to an NFL game. I always wanted to. I mean, shit, I'm not done going to Vegas. And what's going to happen to Vegas? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? It's just things like that is what keeps going through my head. It's not about going to the grocery store. I mean, eventually we'll get toilet paper. You get down to 2, 3 rolls and you're like, damn, we can't find any toilet paper from anywhere. And eventually we'll find toilet paper. I don't care if I got to buy some from somebody, we'll find toilet paper. But I'm jumping forward to like November when it's time to vote. How are we going to vote if we're still quarantined? You know what I mean? How are we going to get out to the polls and vote for a new president, which we desperately, desperately need at this point in time because damn, Trump couldn't have done no worse than with this coronavirus. This mess is all on him because he spent months saying that it was a hoax and it was the Democrats and they were just, trying to force their agenda and all this bullshit. I don't know how a virus could be the Democrats' fault. I don't understand that, but that's what he said. But we got to vote in November. The kids got to go back to school in September. I mean, are we really going to be out of quarantine by the time August and September rolls around? Because they're giving unemployment for 9.5 months, almost 10 months. And the first 4 months, they're going to add $600 a week. I mean, I don't think they would have set aside that kind of money and put that kind of, plans out there if they were expecting us all to be jumping up, going back to work in 2 weeks. I'm thinking, I'm projecting, because I'm kind of in the heads of those people who had to come up with that stimulus package. When you're in their head thinking about what they had to think about to come up with that shit, they're planning for us to be home for a very long time. Like 4, 6, 10 months maybe. Well, fuck. 10 months is going to roll us into the end of the year. And we got to vote. I'm worried. I'm worried about some of these things. These things just keep going around in my head, which is why I have an anxiety issue because I have a tendency to think about what's going to happen and how you're going to feel when that happens. I have a tendency to do that. I've always done that. Even when I was a little kid, I remember being 8 years old, coming home from school with my mind in the clouds, thinking about how would you feel if such and such happened? You know what I mean? And I would like visualize stuff in my head. I would visualize it and go through the emotion that it took to deal with, or what I thought was what I was going to have to deal with. At 8 you can only imagine so deep. But still, I used to like bring myself to tears thinking about what would happen. How are you going to feel when your mommy's no longer here? How are you going to feel when your grandma's no longer here? How are you going to feel when your doggy dies? How are you going to feel when you go back to school tomorrow? And what are you going to be doing? What are you going to be thinking? And I used to think that kind of stuff when I was a child, which is why I have anxiety issues today as an adult, because I've been dealing with anxiety and it's psyching myself out for years. But now here we are faced with something serious. I mean, this coronavirus is serious. People are dropping like that. I mean, by the hundreds overnight. It just makes me wonder, how long are we going to be quarantined? I mean, I'm reacting to this quarantine like it's a temporary thing, and we're gonna. I just can't wait till until August. I mean April 30th, so we can be done. And I don't really think it's gonna be till April 30th. I'm starting to feel like this is gonna be a long, 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 long quarantine, and I'm thinking we might need to just settle down and get used to it, because life as we know it, I think it's gone. I think life as we know it is over. The life that we as Americans were used to living and having those freedoms just to run around, do whatever we wanted to do, all of a sudden, our freedoms are taken away from us. And oddly enough, it wasn't a political move, it was a humanitarian move. Our freedoms are taken away from us because we need to sit our asses at home and be quiet. And it ain't politics that made that happen. It's not a nuclear war that made that happen. It's not a terrorist threat that made that happen. It's the goddamn disease that got us all sitting at home trying to wait it out. Our economy is grinding to a halt. Nobody's got any money. And the people that do have money ain't trying to spend it on nobody else. And we're all sitting here waiting for a socialist bailout to get us out the hole. And I just think this is a very sad situation that we have found ourselves in. But it's not just us. It's not just us Americans. I mean, think about it. The rest of the world got to do the same thing. I mean, Italy's been shut down for a month now. The Queen of England, Footman, has the coronavirus. The heir to the throne of England is on quarantine because he's got the coronavirus. That's 71 years old. I mean, really? Prince Charles they're going to take extra good care of him because he's the next king of England and he's sitting at home with the coronavirus. This thing touches everybody. It's touching everybody's household. It's touching everybody's family. It's like the angel of death is just dropping through. Kind of like, on that scene of the Ten Commandments when the angel of death came through that night and took the babies and killed the babies. Just this house, skip that one. This house right here, this one back here, this one back here. Hold up. No, not that one over there. The one next to it. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of what's going on. The coronavirus is just bouncing through, taking people out. And you just never know who's going to be the next one to go because you don't know if you don't know if you've got the virus. You don't know until you start having symptoms, and some people don't even have symptoms. So they wouldn't know unless they were tested. And the average person like me ain't running around with the money to get no tests. Well, they do have tests here in Bakersfield, but you got to be showing symptoms, and you have to have a reason to be tested. And I don't have a reason to be tested, so um, somebody like me ain't gonna know, which means stay your ass at home and stay away from people. But what happens when it's time to go out and buy more milk? And they won't deliver because they're backed up, or they just don't have the inventory. They can't keep it on the shelves, so they won't deliver. I mean, I just tried to order toilet paper on Amazon. They're out. Um, Target is out. Walmart is out. And so is Home Depot. So I'm going to have to rely on the 99-cent store. And hopefully they'll get some. Or maybe hopefully I'll get there while they have some, is what I need to say. Maybe I'll go tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock when the truck first gets there. That might be the only way to get some toilet paper. But I got a lot of shit on my mind, and I needed to vent. I need to get this out because I'm going to drive my family crazy, and my daughters don't really want to hear it anymore because they're busy playing their video games and enjoying their video game, and they're just like getting lost in their video game. I don't have no video game to get lost in. So, and I can only watch TV so much or movies. I really can only do so much of that. After a while, I got to find something else to do. Um, I built my store online. I put my mind into that for 3 days, and I got that going. So I've got my 2 stores up and running on the internet. All I'm doing is marketing them now because I don't have enough money to pay for the Facebook marketing campaign. So, and that ain't gonna happen. So I'm gonna have to market them my damn self. Um, but I just needed to vent. I needed to just come outside, take a breather, and get it off my chest. And I just needed to say it. I just needed to say it because all this shit is going through my mind. It's not scaring me. I'm just tired. It's making me tired. All of this stuff that's happening is not frightening me because even though everybody seems to have found Jesus all of a sudden, everybody on my friend list and my news feed on Facebook is praying. Everybody's praying. We got to prayers for this. We got to have prayers for that. We got to pray, 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 pray. And I'm like, you know what, motherfuckers, y'all should have been praying years ago. Don't start praying now. Because if this is the end, it's a little late. It might be a little late. And I know that sounds very fatalistic, but I'm just being real. According to the scriptures that I know, you can't wait until the rain starts and then say, "Let me in, Noah," because the door is sealed and been sealed and shut for a week. You just get to deal with the after effects. And Sodom and Gomorrah, same thing. You can't wait till the fire starts raining down from heaven and then go, ooh, we need to pray. A little late. You can't spend your whole life doing everything you wanted to do, then turn around at the last minute and go, "Wait, Lord, hold on. Can I pray? Can I listen? Can I talk to you real quick?" No. You probably can't if you wait too late. You can't just run and decide you want to pray on Facebook now. You should have been praying a long time ago. You should have been praying years ago. You should have been praying all this time. Don't wait till the last minute and decide you want to pray. And it's kind of hitting me what I'm seeing because I'm like, everybody is all religious all of a sudden. I mean, now you can't go to church. So all of a sudden we religious. And I just feel that's funny to me. I'm sorry, that's funny to me. That's just me being me. I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I'm just putting it out there. That's just funny to me. My sister has spent her entire life as a dedicated Christian. Her entire life. My sister is 60 something I don't even know how old she is. She's 60 something. But she has spent most of her life, and when I say her life, I mean from the time she was a preteen, she, has been very serious about her spiritual well being. And so my sister has spent her whole life praying. She dedicated her life to Jehovah a long time ago, and she's been faithful to that. I mean, you can't spend all your life playing and then wait till the last minute and say, Lord, can I pray? And he's like, I don't know your name. And unfortunately, I think if we are in the end days and that's really what's going on and that's what's happening, the riders on the four horsemen of the apocalypse have already started. They've been riding for a long time. So might be a little late. But whether we are or we're not in the end times, I do feel that life as we know it as Americans is definitely over. Definitely. I just needed to vent. I needed to get some things off my chest. I needed to put it out there and be heard. And even if nobody's sitting here right now to hear it, I'm going to post this on Facebook. Because it's really what I think, and it's really what I feel, and it's really how I feel. And I need to go to Walmart and get my medication. See, I got to go out. You got to go out. I got to go out to Walmart. Even though I'm quarantined and I really don't want to, I got to go out to Walmart with my hand sanitizer and go get my meds, because Tina without her meds is a mess. A mess. A mess. Let me tell you, Tina without her meds is a mess. That's worse than Tina without her eyelashes. But, y'all got to know me without eyelashes. So, oh well. I don't have no more eyelashes. So I guess I just have to go with bald eyes for the rest of the time being until I can get some eyelashes. All right, I'm being silly now because I feel better. I feel better. I feel better. You know what I wish I had? I wish I had some Legos or a Barbie doll or a coloring book with crayons or some Play-Doh. Maybe I'll get me some Play-Doh when I go to Walmart. Cause I need something. I need some toys like little kids play with. I wish I had like one of them Play-Doh barbershops. But I don't have a Play-Doh barbershop. Anyway, I gotta go figure out how I'm gonna go to Walmart and get my shit because I need my meds and they just filled them today. Chowder.